Hi, good morning, good day. It's Thursday, 9th of August 2018. Time for real-time daily trading ideas. We have 5 days a week, 5 different traders. We will speak about trading ideas, strategies, market screening, maybe 1 or 2 questions from your side directly answered in our webinar. Our goal is quick and smart, so let's have a nice start like every day. And like every day, we will start with our risk disclaimer. Forex and CFDs are complex instruments and come with a high risk of losing money rapidly due to leverage. If you are a starter, please start with a demo account and make yourself familiar with long trading, short trading, and your personal risk management. If you'd like to read the full risk disclaimer or maybe some other documents like the key information documents, the KIDs, just visit one of our web pages, for example, admiralmarkets.com, and you will find everything written down there. From August 2018, it is important to also be informed about the different client classes. Client classification. They are retail clients and professional clients. They have different benefits and options. For example, retail clients have a maximum leverage to choose up to 30. Professional clients, the professional traders will get still higher leverage up to 500. There are different leverage and protection levels. Some seconds later, more about that. This is called the ESMA regulation. If you traded before as a retail client, DAX or Euro dollar, 2 examples here via pictures, the margin requirements was quite low, and now it will be a little bit higher. But on the other hand, from now in the whole European Union, you will have an unlimited protection against negative balances. Professional clients don't have that from regulation, but some brokers like Admiral Markets have an additional protection. We call it negative balance protection policy. So you're protected even as a professional client up to 50,000 British pounds. If you'd like to read more about the details and the different leverage steps and more about, here you'll find a link. Everything is on our webpage to find. Just follow the link. This is me. My name is Jens. I'm the German guy from Admiral Markets. We are a big international broker. So my English made in Germany, but I'm not the main speaker. The main speaker is the day trader of today. This is our scheme. On Monday, it's Jay's day. On Tuesday, it's Paul's day. On Wednesday, it's Giancarlo's day. On Thursday, like today, it's Markus' day. And on Friday, it's DX day. Our leading day traders live every day to the same time. And of course, if you like to trade Forex and CFDs, you will get many benefits only with us. For example, DAX 30 or Euro dollar, triple the spread of just 0.8 points or pips without any additional commission. Check all that out on admiralmarkets.com. And of course, you can contact us, call us, send us email. Everything is linked on admiralmarkets.com. Same like our regulatory background. And now enough for my time. Markus, it's your turn now. What's your view to the markets today?
Wonderful. Good morning, Jens. Thank you very much for this great introduction. Welcome to our new webinar on Thursday. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to transfer my screen, of course. So let's see if you have the right one. No, that's not. That's the right one here. So yes, now you can see. It's warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a great day, had a great night, wherever you are. It's a welcome to another hot trading day here in Germany, almost more than 30 degrees. It's really hot in the offices, but it doesn't matter. We have to focus on our trading success. Success is not a fantasy, it's a formula, ladies and gentlemen. And now, as the same procedure as every week, this is the first slide. This is the picture. You have to burn in your brain, because we have to trade outcoming of the correction in a valid trend. You see the probabilities are at around 64%. And if we have, if we note that the bigger trend is running in the same direction, it's rising up to almost 72%. So this must enough to make money in the markets. So let's switch. And I want to show you first this one. This is the result of last week. We made some preparation last week. We made 3 trades last week, and we had a profit factor about 2.05. I think this is a great result for last week. And let's have a short view at the trades. So the first we did last week, New Zealand US dollar. We prepared it last week to the short side, and you can see here the short side. We had here our entry. Here was the target. Bam, we earned money. The same in US dollar Swiss franc. To the upper side, we have a trend. We had a correction. Here was the signal. In out, earned money. That's all. And the second time, a little bit later, the same procedure as the first one. But we had one loser in European at the British pound, and you could see here was the trend. Here's my mouse. Here was the trend. Here came the signal. We get inside, but unfortunately we had a stop, and so much later we had then the correct direction. But that was too late, and here we didn't get a signal, so that's all. But we have a great trading week last week, and this is the result of a perfect preparation. And we want to do the same in this webinar. You can see you need to prepare your markets, and then you can decide in which direction you want to trade. It's always the same. And this expert advisor, you find a link in the chat box to my homepage, that this expert advisor, Dow Fiber Pro expert advisor, you can use it, you can test it for 2 weeks. This expert advisor supports you to find the signals and to make it automatically what you want to trade. So it's not necessary to sit in front of the PC the whole day. The work is made by the expert advisor. But our work, or our job, is to prepare the right direction. So let's start with the first one: US dollar, Japanese, Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. First, at the look at the daily chart, you can see we have an uptrend, a little bit uptrend. It's only long. You can see it here. So let me paint that you can see it a little bit better. So on the upper side, you can see this one. And basically, we have this uptrend. It's a little bit tricky, but it doesn't break here. And so we are basically in the long direction. So we have here a little bit correction as well, but you can see we have here great support in this area here, and the price won't break to the lower side. So we have a support, and now the higher probabilities are on the upper side. So this is the reason why I said in the hourly chart only long. The rest will make about the expert advisor. So look at the chat box. Sorry, I see it again. I put it in the chat box. Here is the link to my homepage. So next one, Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc, only long. Why? Look at this one. You have an uptrend. This is how you can see here. You can see how the expert advisor works. So it shows you it shows you the direction. It shows you the valid trend. You can see the last correction zone, and you can see the Fibonacci. It's always automatically. This is how this expert advisor works. It's only support for it's a technical tool to support you in your trading. It's amazing. So it saves you a lot of money. It's save you a lot of time. You can use your time for some other things, but not sitting in front of your PC. So now we have a little bit correction. You can see the stabilization at the 50% of Fibonacci in the higher trend. And now this is the situation where we want to use the higher trend must support us in the time frame we want to trade. So I want to trade in hourly chart, so I can see the trend is running, is facing upwards, is in the correction. Now we have a stabilizations here, and now I can see if when I will have here a new uptrend, then I get a signal, and then I can make a trade. So I set up my expert advisor to only long. Next one, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So look at this one. So we have here a little bit uptrend. So let me see. You can see movement, correction, movement, correction. And now this is the correction zone here, from here to here. And now we expecting a trend continuation to the upper side. This is the reason why I said in the hourly chart only long. Maybe in the next correction, look at this one, the expert advisor will switch to the long side. The same, look here, movement, correction, movement, and in the next correction, we will get a signal to make a long trade. So what you have to do, stay on the sideline, be patient, disciplined, patient. Patient. That's very important, ladies and gentlemen. So next one. Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Only long. Why? Look at the hourly, look at the daily chart. You can see this uptrend. We are in the correction, and maybe a trend continuation is more likely than a trend break. So if we have a stabilization here, we can expect that we will get a trend continuation. Look at the hourly chart, and we have to wait if we will have here the next uptrend, and then we get a signal from an expert advisor, and then we can make a long trend. If you don't want to use the expert advisor, you can make it by yourself. So paint it. Look at this one. Paint it and have a look at this one. Movement, correction. Now we don't have a valid trend. It's really important, ladies and gentlemen. For a valid trend, you need a close, a really clear close, not 1 or 2 pips. That's not enough. You need a clear close above this point 2. Then you have a valid trend. And in the next correction, when our rules are valid, you can make this one. Expert advisor will make it automatically, but you can make it by your own. So next one, our DAX. How many indicators you use? Only at least one, the RSI, to find some divergences. No more, no less. So my rules, you find it in my education service. Look at my homepage, please. So the next one, DAX, only long. Daily chart, you can see it's almost an uptrend. There's still an uptrend. Yes, uptrend. Movement, correction, movement, correction, movement. In the correction, and maybe a trend continuation is more likely than a trend break, because in the trend break we have here, if we get a close below this point, but not yet. And as long as it doesn't leave this green correction zone to the lower side, a trend continuation is more likely. That's the reason why I choose to the hourly chart and say, if we will have here an uptrend, let's do it. And as long as we doesn't have an uptrend, stay on the sideline. We have time, we have patience, we have discipline. We are professional traders. We are not junkies. We are professional traders, and a professional trader needs to be patient. It's really important. Next one, Euro, Swiss franc, long. Why? Always the first view is on the higher trend, the leading trend of the upper time frame maybe, and you can see you have an uptrend. Look at this one. Uptrend, movement, correction, movement, and now this is the correction zone. Look at this one. This is a correction zone, and as long as it doesn't leave this correction zone, a trend continuation is more likely than a trend break. That's all. So that's the reason why I said to the expert advisor, look at the long trend. Only long. Not yet, but maybe in the next hours. So, and Euro against the Japanese yen, only long. Why? That's a special thing. No, it's not. It's an uptrend. It's really easy. Look at this one. It's an uptrend, and we are in the correction, and the trend continuation is more likely than a trend break, as long as it doesn't leave this point of 126 Japanese yen. So that's the reason why you have to choose the hourly chart, the long trend as well. So now we have an uptrend, that's a downtrend, that's right, but you have to be patient. A next uptrend will come. And as long as it doesn't have this trend, we have to be patient, but it will. And if not, doesn't matter me. It's only a chart. And it's not my life, it's not depending on my trading. Of course not. Euro against US dollar. Only of course we have only in this webinar only long situations, no shorts. Daily chart, you can see that's a little bit tricky, but let me show you it's a little bit smaller trend, movement, correction, movement, and very deep in the correction. But as long as we doesn't leave this point through 3 to the lower side, a trend continuation is then more likely than a trend break. It's always the same. That's a Dow theory, no more or less. So what we have to do, and you can see additionally, you have here, look at the history, you have here a great support zone. So you have a valid trend, you are in the correction, you have a support zone, a great chance to make a long trade in the hourly chart. Look at this one, you have to be patient. Wait if we will see here the next downtrend, and then we can make it next week, maybe tomorrow or maybe next week, we will see. Okay, so gold, hourly long, look at daily chart, and here we have a great different situation. So why I said it's a long trend, a long situation, because it's a support through a divergence. Look at this one, look at this paint. You connect these two lower lows here, but a higher low here. And now you have a divergence. And a divergence, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the strongest technical situations you can use. Mostly, it's not 100% situation, but mostly with a high probability to get a success. So wait and look at the hourly chart. And here you can see it's a little bit sideways phase actually, but at next trend will come. So put it on your watch list. Gold is one of the, I get greatest chances for next week. And at least I will at the cable look and I will do it. The last 2-1 are only long daily chart. Look, the same. You can see here is the indicator RSI. You can see here the divergence, a lower low, but here there will occur a lower high, a higher low, sorry, a higher low. And this means we can make a long trend patient. Patient is the candle finish, and then choose on say the end indicator. Wait if we will have here a new uptrend. Patient. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow or Monday. We will see it next week in the next webinar. Divergence trade, really great situation and possibility. So on the last one, and daily chart, it's easy. You can see this uptrend. We are in the correction, and the trend continuation is always more likely than a trend break. Not yet, because there's a little bit more pressure on the US dollar, but we have to say the expert advisor, if you will find a long trend, make it. You have the support of the hourly chart. So there was a wish about British pound US dollar, but I will look it for you. So here's the one. Chart window, and let's see. Okay, let's have a look at the daily chart. Why didn't pick it up for our preparation? Look at this one. You have a trend, but the trend is in the movement. And in a movement, I see no chance for me to make a trend. So my trading chance is if the trend is in the correction, maybe here in this phase here, and then I have a chance to make this one. But now here was the point 2. Here was the last low, and now we are in the move. So the probabilities are lower than 50%, less than 15%. Why? Because I don't know how far will the movement will go, or when the next correction will start. So the probabilities are less than 50%. So that's not my situation where I will risk my money. That's not. So it's really deep in, it's really far in the movement. So we have to wait. Either the price will come back in the next correction zone, so this one, or we have in the next week maybe divergences. Then we can think about a new trade maybe next week, but not today. So I think we have a lot of chances for the next week, or for starting tomorrow, maybe in this what we have prepared now for next week. I hope you learned something a little bit, and for your own trading, if you want, visit me on my homepage. We speak German and English as well. there in my education service. We make day trading in 5 minutes as well as swing trading. And I guess, and I will say, you're warm welcome, you're heartily welcome to our trading service. Jens, I'm done. From my side, I wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Have an entirely weekend, and we will see us next week. Back to Jens.
Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day trader. So we have 5 days a week, 5 different traders. Hope to see you all tomorrow again. And if you'd like to see that from now again, a couple of hours later, it will be available on our YouTube channel. So just visit youtube.com/AdmiralMarketsFX and you will find that video and many, many others. So if you have a bored weekend or whatever, lots of material on our YouTube channel if you'd like to watch it. Thanks and have a good day and all the time, good trades.